The council is now in session.
It's definitely different because my dad got here when I was 3, so I've been a part of the program since I was 3, and I've always thought that my senior year, is so far away. 2025, it's definitely hit that this is the last year. I have to enjoy this.
The council is now in session.
With a personality shaped by being an athlete and a background in mainstream sports media, I found that the stories I was most interested in telling were the ones often overlooked, the ones that might not otherwise be told, the ones that show the intangible and not just the highlight reel. The Sports Council is about highlighting the great, the good, the unique, and everything in between in the Pacific Northwest sports world. I'm Jamie Council. Thanks for joining me.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
MCC, Mid-Columbia Conference Football. The question mark that always seems to exist on who will run the league makes it a new novel every season worth reading. And Kamiakin always seems to be part of that conversation. The Braves have had at least a shared part of that crown in 2 of the past 3 seasons, as well as have made it to the state semifinals in just as many years, proving the MCC is one of the best conferences in the state. And Kamiakin is eager to continue their reign.
Scott Biglin, football coach Kamiakin.
It is a game week. The week before this is what they say the hardest week of football because you don't have the carrot at the end. How are you guys feeling here with the Braves?
Good. We've had a really good 2.5 weeks of practice so far. Like every team, we're tired of playing ourselves. We're ready to play a different color jersey team. So we're excited. We still got a few days left, but we feel like we're in a good position to go out and play a football game on Friday.
Yeah, and how are you guys preparing for the game on Friday?
We got Walla Walla. Game week one's always a tough one because you just never know. New system, new head coach. Are they going to bring something different offensively or defensively from last year? So you got to, this week's more about, making sure we're doing our jobs offensively and defensively, and then we'll adjust on the fly when we, get a feel for the game after a quarter or two, and hopefully we can adjust from there.
And I love asking this question before looking to this season. What was the feeling around last season? I mean, you had to feel good about it, getting pretty far in state as well as getting a piece of the MCC title. But how did you guys feel when the season ended last year?
Of course, anytime you end your season on a loss, you're always disappointed. But after you look back on the season and reflect back and say, it was a pretty special season for us to make it all the way to the semifinals because, it's hard to do. It's hard to be playing on Thanksgiving, and we had the opportunity now. I think in 3 years we've done it twice, so It's something special. We know it's not easy to do, and it's not always going to be there. So we talked to the guys this year about enjoying every minute, and if we're so happen to be fortunate enough to play on Thanksgiving again, to celebrate that and to enjoy that and not just take it for granted.
Yeah, that's. I was at the Graham Kapowson game where it started raining, which, as it does on the west side.
Oh yeah, I mean, we try to forget that game. That was a heck of a Graham Kapowson team. Probably one of the best we've seen in high school. But nonetheless, we're going to see some good football teams this year. There's a lot of good teams in our state. Our division's extremely tough with the teams that are moved up now. So it's not going to be an easy task to play on Thanksgiving. But we're up for it. We're going to give it our best, and we know we got a gauntlet in our schedule that we have to go through. We played a lot of teams this summer from our league, and man, there's some good football, good coaching, just good athletes around here. So every week's going to be a gauntlet for us, and we're going to have to try to stay healthy as much as we can.
And Kamiakin, you guys have won a state championship 2016, but that was 3A, so you're still looking for your very first 4A state championship.
Yeah, we try not to look that far ahead. Obviously, that's always a goal, and if that's not one of your goals, I don't know why you're doing this. Like we try to be in the big game every year, but that's not what we're focusing on now. It's always about, we call it attack the moment. We're gonna live for this week. We're worrying about Walla Walla and how we can get better every day, and let week by week happen, and if we're still playing, on Thanksgiving and ruining Thanksgivings, that means we're doing something right.
If you're making moms mad everywhere, you're doing something right.
100%. And I'll take those phone calls every day of the week when I ruin their plans to go somewhere on Thanksgiving.
It's my job to worry about the big picture, and just us talking that you've been in the semis, 2 in the recent years. That's where my mind goes. So it's your job to focus on Walla Walla and then week by week. And with that being said, let's talk a little bit about the team that you have here. Starting with the quarterback, Trent Woodhouse. He's had a very interesting high school career, probably not the way he thought it would go. Let's talk about the quarterback position first and foremost.
The funny part about Trent is I've been coaching him ever since he was a little nugget. He's the same age as my son, so we went through the Junior Brave program together, and he was always one of my most favorite athletes, and he was a running back, linebacker, running back. That's all he ever played. Never even played quarterback. Never even touched the ball. And obviously he got the injury his freshman year playing running back, and since he couldn't do much running, he just asked if he could throw the football around his sophomore year, like the winter time. And he did, and he was tremendous at it. So we gave him a shot to play quarterback as a sophomore, and here he won the job as a sophomore, but unfortunately got hurt that year as well. So, your heart broke for him at that point. But I always told him, I said, look, you're going to be a special story. You're going to be a story that someone's going to write about. They're going to make a movie about him because of him overcoming so many obstacles. And I just look for him to have a really, really good year this year. And like I said, when it's all said and done, somebody's going to write a book about this kid because he's a tremendous spirit and he's a tremendous leader. And I can't say enough about the kid and how hard he's worked to get to where he's at.
And with that being said, what do you feel like he has done over this past year to prepare for this? I mean, I just watched him in practice. He's not favoring anything. It's full steam ahead. So what work has he done from last season to this season to make sure that he's ready?
Well, he's a strong physical kid. He lives in the weight room, so his body is prepared. You try to tell him, we lift so we can prevent the soft tissue injuries. Nothing you can do about ACLs and, broken legs and things like that. So it was just a freak accident for him. Last year, he was, you could see it was still on his mind a little bit as far as what he could do. I knew what he was able to do, but we kind of held him back a little bit. But this year, he wants the reins taken off of him. So look for him to run the ball a lot more this year because he is one heck of an athlete and he throws a tremendous ball. So we put those two things together. He's going to be a pretty scary quarterback. His biggest thing that he's really gotten into is he knows the playbook. And he knows where all his checkdowns are. And last year, I think he tried to force a little too many things. And this year, he's, over the course of the summer, has been making the right decision. So I'm excited to see him get out in a game and get going again.
I think you hit the nail on the head where you kind of saw that. And then after he did it, he knew better, but it was just trying to make something happen that wasn't there. Yeah. But again, having a underclassman as a quarterback, it's going to come through. So I'm excited to see. And you don't want to take that away from a kid. You don't want a kid to go out there and feel like he, can't sling it around. He can't be free to play how he wants to play. But we just talked about, I want you to play that way, but also let's make smart decisions when we can. Let's not always try to force it in between four guys. Instead, let's take a dump off to our running back or, take off and run because he is a heck of a runner too. So, and if he does that, you talk to defense coordinators. If you got a quarterback that can run, it makes it puts a lot of stress on them, and we're hoping that he's able to do that this year. And let's stay on the offensive side. Tell me about the run game for the Braves.
We're going to be kind of go by committee. We have two guys, Riley Stevens and Stephen Wadden, that have stepped up. Riley was kind of hurt last year with the shoulder injury, so he didn't get a chance to come in. But he's put his body in the right position. He looks good. He looks like $1 million right now, and he's had a really, really good summer. So I'm excited to watch him go out and do some things. And then Steven has just grown every year. Every year he's learning the position more and more, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this year. So we got a pretty good old line. So, for them, they just need to follow those big guys and do their thing. And then, if we could throw the ball away, I think we could throw the ball. It should help them open up some lanes.
And that's something that Kamiakin is sometimes overlooked, is the line that you've had state wrestlers, which, I mean, wrestler, that's a mental thing, as is being in the trenches, that you guys have a historically good line throughout the years. And I'm not just saying that because your son is a lineman.
All right. No, our coaches do good. John Murbaugh does a really good job with the guys. The kids love him. He's you look at him, he's probably 300 pounds, and you think he's just a mean guy, but he's just a big, he's like their fathers out there, and they all love him, and they want to play for him. They want to do some good things for him. So they do a good job. We work really, really hard on picking up blitzes and throwing different fronts at us. They work hard. They're a tight group. I know because my son is never home because he's always with the linemen doing something. Every day he's over at Brooke's nice house and they're playing video games, but they're always hanging out. So they're a really tight group. They got to be because, they're the big nasties. They're doing all the dirty work. And not only that, but like I said, they're really good friends with like Trent. And so they want to protect Trent. And they were hurt 2 years ago when he did get hurt because they felt it was their fault. And they took that personally. And basically they told Trent this year, like, we're going to make sure we keep you upright. So they love each other. They love Trent, and I'm just excited to watch them all, play. I mean, like I said, I've been coaching them, all these guys for, 10, 15 years now. It's been a long time coming. So it's kind of bittersweet because, this is it. But, I'm excited to see if all the work we did pays off for us.
Yeah, and I've heard about Fat Man Mondays.
Oh, yeah. They're excited about Fat Man Mondays. That was started by the McCallums, Gavin and Jackson.
Yeah.
They started, and when I first heard about it, and they're telling me they're eating the fried food and nasty stuff, they spin each other on the carousel and they get each other puke. It was like, oh my God, what are we doing here? But they love it. They love the Fat Man name. I don't know why, but they take ownership over it and they have a good time. But it's a good bonding experience for them, and it's definitely been a good thing for us.
Yeah. And staying on the offensive side, about the receiving corps, seems like you guys always have just an electrifying offense that you can hit people from everywhere, and that's, of course, through the pass game.
Yeah, we got. I'm pretty excited about the group we got with, David Cuckoo is just. I mean, his football game is just. Every year grows and grows and grows, and his IQ is amazing. So, we're moving him to the inside slot receiver, which he runs a lot of good routes, and he's very smart at what he needs to do. And then with Rob Jalima is electric. He had, I think, 3 punt, kickoff returns for touchdowns. So I know if we can get the ball in his hands in space, he's going to make some good things happen. And then another Michael Corey is another kid that he's going to be a sophomore. He's our backup quarterback. He'll be playing quarterback for us next year, but tremendous athlete. And then guys like Crew Miller and Zach Gandy and Tucker Jordan. We're 2 or 3 deep there, which is not always been how we always normally have about 4 guys that we play, and we're thinking we're going to be able to play around 8, 9 receivers. So it's going to help us out because of injuries, anything like that happen. We got another guy that can step in and play. But I'm excited about him. Obviously, time will tell on how well we do. But like I said, there's a lot of good defenses out there that we got to bring our A game every Friday.
And everybody always thinks about David Cuckoo on the defensive side, of course. He's verbally committed to WSU, so it's hard to overlook him, but that's going to be really fun. I remember watching another defense mastermind, if you will, Gabe Tahir, seeing what he would do on the offense. And it's just always fun to watch because they're so athletic, and he's somebody that I'm excited to watch in that slot position.
Yeah, the good thing about Dave is he's kind of taken the lead from Gabe. Gabe took him under his wing as a sophomore and kind of showed him everything that he learned throughout his 7-on-7, that Team Willard, and now Dave's that same role. He's a coach out there. He's coaching over the summertime. He was running DB drills, getting them to do all the stuff that he learned. So it was really cool to see him take that leadership, and that's only going to make his game a little bit better. But and he's a wonderful young man. He's a guy that will call us on Christmas. He'll call my wife on Mother's Day and wish her a happy Mother's Day. He's just he's a really good football player, but he's a tremendous young man as well.
And let's stay on the defensive side now. What can people expect out of Kamiakin defensively this year?
I think we're going to be a lot better. I think our struggles last year might have been in our linebacker core, but they are all back from last year, and they've gotten so much better, and they've gotten a lot stronger and a lot faster. So you're going to see some good things happening from them. And Dom Powell, I look for him to be one of the top players in defense in the MCC. He's a tremendous player. You'll see him. He's got the long hair out there. He's recovering from an injury. So
I was going to say, I remember seeing him on the sideline, but he's a big boy.
He got to go. So we're going to limit him a little bit these first couple of weeks just because, we want to make sure he's there in the long run. But he's ready. And then, other guys like Christian Mejia and Rob's playing defense, and we just got a lot of guys out there that we were excited about, and we're fast and probably one of the fastest defenses we've had so far. So we're excited about what we have there.
And I love asking this question. What's one guy that's on your roster that people don't know of, but they will this season?
I don't know. Linemen don't get enough love, and I'll say the one guy. Most the coaches will know him, but the outside world doesn't know. Is Baker Mundy. Baker Mundy plays tackle for us, and he's a DN for us. He's going to play both ways. He's 250, 260-pound guys, but I'll tell you what, he has probably some of the best feet out here. He could probably go play receiver for us. He's that athletic of a person, and I definitely think he's going to have a breakout year. He's going to turn some heads, and I look for him to kind of be our surprise guy this year.
And what do you think of the MCC this year? Every year it's kind of like trying to put all the pieces together and still just not knowing what exactly to expect.
I told you, we played some of these teams over the summer, and they were slugfest, man. They're good. All the teams are good out here. I mean, obviously, about Richland, they got all the stud receivers out there. They're going to be a tough one to defend, and Chihuahua just. Their defense is locked down, and their offense has improved tremendously over the summer. So, they're going to be a force. Kennewick's always good, but we played the Southridges and the Hermistons, and they're ready to go. They're not going to back down. So, it's going to be a slugfest, and I think any Friday, someone can win, and you're going to be like, really? And it's not going to be a surprise as coaches because we know how good this league is, and it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for the people to come watch, for sure.
Well, I look forward to watching you guys this year.
I appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
We just heard from Scott Biglin, head coach of Kamiakin football. When we come back, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. We hear from senior lineman Landon Biglin. You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Happy birthday! Barbie has come to Krispy Kreme to celebrate her 65th birthday. Come in and join the fun with their Barbie collection. 4 new donuts to help celebrate her special day. While in store, ask a team member how to download the app for more exciting upcoming donuts. And it's fundraising season. Get your fundraiser scheduled today. As always, get 2 dozen glazed donuts for $24.99 daily. That's your local Krispy Kreme. Come in with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile. 2805 Dupertail Street in Richland.
Inconveniences can happen at, inconvenient times. JRT Mechanical has plumbers and HVAC technicians available 24/7 if an emergency does arise. Or if you feel like your house isn't cooling like it used to, or if you're tired of a hose leaking from last winter's freeze, JRT is an honest, reliable company that's been in the Pacific Northwest for more than 3 decades. Give JRT Mechanical a call at 509-314-4314 or visit jrtmechanical.com.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
You're listening to Jamie Council on the Sports Council.
Yeah, my name is Landon Biglin. I'm going to be a senior, and I play center.
So we're just going to talk and get the elephant out of the room first. Biglin, the last name. What's that like, having your dad as the coach, although I think you guys are both glad that you're not a quarterback.
Yeah, so I used to play quarterback in, Junior Braves, and it was definitely interesting. I didn't really like playing quarterback for him because he's always super hard on me. But when I switched to O-line, he's let Murbaugh, our O-line coach, deal with me. so he's doesn't deal with me as much, which is nice because he's a lot harder on me than he is other people. But I love playing for him. I always have. It is fun playing for him.
Yeah, and I kind of think about the talk where, he's talking about David Cuckoo, giving you guys a call on Christmas. And I mean, it's a family out here, but it's different because he's your actual family. So, I mean, what's that kind of like? It's a little bit different of a dynamic than most people experience.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like with my O-line coach, Murbaugh, I feel like we're also family just because he has us over for dinners almost every week. He's always doing stuff with us. But like with my dad, I'll watch film with him almost every day. So he's even my coach at home. And my mom hates it because we're always talking about football. And she's like, I don't want to hear about football right now. But no, it's definitely fun.
And how would you say that you've progressed? I mean, it's kind of something where you grow up doing it, then all of a sudden here you are, a senior.
I don't really know what you're asking. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. I think I kind of went off on a tangent of saying that, you don't really think about that senior year seems so far away, and now it's here. But how have you progressed throughout that time to be the player that you are, especially maybe even from last year to this year? How have you progressed to be the player that you're going to be this season?
It's definitely different because my dad got here when I was 3, so I've been a part of the program since I was 3. And I've always thought that, like, my senior year, is so far away. 2025, like, that is years away when I first got here. And then I started being a ball boy in 4th grade. And so I've been in the football program, like, with the team since 4th grade. And every year it's just like, oh, no, it's still so far away. And then even when I started my sophomore year, I'm like, well, I got 3 years of this. And then last year's like, oh, I still got 2 years of this, even when we lost in the playoffs. Now it's like, it's definitely hit that, like, this is the last year. Like, I have to enjoy this.
Yeah, I was about to ask what's kind of the feeling, just because you've been starting since you were playing since you were a sophomore, and gotten so close in the semis. When Tuna was a senior, and then last year as well, that you guys have come so close. So what does this year mean to you?
This year means a lot because my grade of football, we've always been probably the best, like, in our league. Our freshman year, we went undefeated. We didn't really have a close game. But our team, for a few years, my grade kind of fell apart. But this year, we brought a lot of key pieces back, and we're looking really good this year. Like, we have 2 non-seniors on offense and defense starting. So I think our bond that we have together, that we've built, because a lot of these seniors this year have been starting for 2 or 3 years. So I think our experience will definitely be up there, and I think we have a really good team this year.
And talk about having Trent there, where it's just something that you never want to see anybody go through, but now he's back, as well as I understand that he, of course, he has to have the line's back if he wants them to have his back.
Yeah, Trent, we've definitely gotten a lot closer with him this summer. We've been working a lot more with him, like with our calls and stuff. And his jump from last year to this year is through the roof. Like, he's looking way better. Like, he looks really good right now.
And what do you think that Kamiakin will hit people with this year that they're not expecting?
Well, everyone knows Kamiakin for our defense. We have a really good defense. I think we're going to hit people with our offense this year. We are explosive on the outsides, and we have, in my opinion, our strongest O-line since I've been here. Overall, our O-line is stronger this year than we have been in the past. Even though we're going to have 3 new guys, but 4 of us are seniors, and we have 1 guard who's a junior, but he's the strongest of all of us. So I think we're definitely going to we're going to be a very balanced team, but I think our explosion on the outside is going to get a lot of people this year.
And Walla Walla this week, how are you guys preparing?
We're preparing like we always are. We don't have film on them because it's our first game, so we're just watching our practice film, but it was their D coordinators, now their head coach, so we're preparing with like the same defense they ran last year, and we're just ready.
And you're a senior. What's next for you after this season?
I will be playing college football. I haven't decided where yet, but I'll definitely be playing college football.
Okay, do you know what you want to study?
Yeah, I'll be a teacher when I'm older, so education.
Okay.
Because I want to coach, so.
Your dad set a pretty good path for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
We just heard from Kamiakin senior lineman Landon Biglin. You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports.
Inconveniences can happen at, well, inconvenient times. JRT Mechanical has plumbers and HVAC technicians available 24/7 if an emergency does arise. Or if you feel like your house isn't cooling like it used to, or if you're tired of a hose leaking from last winter's freeze, JRT is an honest, reliable company that's been in the Pacific Northwest for more than 3 decades. Give JRT Mechanical a call at 509-314-4314 or visit jrtmechanical.com.
If you've got a winery, brewery, or dairy, why buy industrial parts and supplies from across the country? Central Industrial Sales is your local source for supplies and equipment for the dairy, food processing, winery, and brewing industries. We specialize in custom fabrication, industrial cleaning equipment, sanitary fittings, valves, pumps, chemicals, and many other supplies. Everything's available through our website, by phone, or by dropping by our office. Call 509-375-4032 or find us at centralindustrialsales.com.
Barbie has come to Krispy Kreme to celebrate her 65th birthday. Come in and join the fun with their Barbie collection. 4 new donuts to help celebrate her special day. While in store, ask a team member how to download the app for more exciting upcoming donuts. And it's fundraising season. Get your fundraiser scheduled today. As always, get 2 dozen glazed donuts for $24.99 daily. That's your local Krispy Kreme. Come in with a sweet tooth, leave with a smile. 2805 Dupertail Street in Richland.
You're listening to the Sports Council on 1340 ESPN, the Tri-Cities leader in sports.
The Braves start their season Friday, September 6th at Walla Walla. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. Well, that wrap up this week's show of the Sports Council. Thank you for joining me on 1340 ESPN, your Tri-Cities leader in sports. A reminder, the Sports Council happens 4 times a month, 11:30 a.m. on Thursdays. You can listen to the show not just over the airwaves at 11:30 on Thursdays, but also on demand at 1340ESPNradio.com via podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search for the Sports Council, and it's also available via YouTube. So lots of ways to listen to the Sports Council and support our local sports community. Well, that'll wrap up this week's show of the Sports Council. Until next time, I'm Jamie Council. Now we go back to your originally scheduled Seattle sports programming.